My story. ## Chapter 1, First Contact. Captain Elias Winters stood at the observation deck of the Starship Endeavour, gazing out at the swirling clouds of the Gliese 581 system. The shimmering blue and green hues of the third planet, Calitra, captivated him. It was humanity's first encounter with an intelligent alien species, an opportunity to weave new narratives into the story of Earth. But it was also a very real moment filled with uncertainties. Approaching the target coordinates, Captain called Lieutenant Kara Delaney from her console, her fingers deftly navigating the ship's controls. "Thanks, Kara," Elias replied, forcing a smile. "What do the scans say?" "Significant life signs detected, predominantly in one region of the planet, massive structures, maybe cities. The Zalari seem to thrive in bioluminescent environments." Elias turned to the operations officer, Tara Singh. "How's our communication system?" "Ready to transmit, sir. But be prepared," Tara warned, adjusting her glasses. "The Zalari communicate through light patterns. We'll need to analyze the data in real time." "All right, team," he addressed the crew. "Let's not screw this up. We're here to establish peace, not for some galactic game of chess. Everyone knows their roles, right?" "Yes, Captain," they chorused, their confidence somewhat bolstered by his words. As the ship descended into the atmosphere, Elias couldn't shake off the butterflies dancing in his stomach. Ground Command had insisted on keeping emotional responses in check. "Elias?" A voice interrupted his thoughts. It was Kara. "You okay? You've been quiet." "Yeah, just thinking," he replied, tapping his chin. "What if they don't like us? Or what if they don't understand us?" "Then we'll adapt," she said fiercely. "It's what humans do best. We can figure this out." The ship landed with a gentle thud, a soft shimmer of light reflecting from the bioluminescent flora surrounding them. As the doors opened, a torrent of colors flooded his vision. Various shades of blues, greens, and purples danced like a living canvas. "What in the galaxy?" Elias murmured, stepping down the ramp. "Welcome to Calitra, Captain Winters," a melodic voice greeted him. Elias turned, his breath catching. Standing before him was Lyra, a Zalari envoy. Her translucent skin glowed softly, pulsating in waves of aqua and lavender. A luminous tendril framed her face, and her eyes, two shimmering orbs, seemed to peer directly into his soul. Hi," he managed, his usual composure slipping. "Dear Captain, your arrival brings forth the spectrum of possibility," she said, shifting colors to a gentle gold. "Right," Elias replied, his heart racing. "I appreciate that. We come in peace." "Peace is a concept heavy with meaning," Lyra responded, her luminescence shifting to a calming green. "Do you understand it?" "I believe I do," he said softly, his eyes drilling into hers. "It's about connection, understanding, trust. I want to foster that between us." "How will you show this?" Lyra inquired, tilting her head slightly. Elias gestured back to his crew, who had begun unpacking equipment. "We have music, art, stories from Earth to share. It's our way of expressing who we are." "Art carries across boundaries," Lyra acknowledged, her hues brightening. "And light speaks in ways both logical and emotional. Perhaps we could illuminate each other's ways through a shared endeavor." "I like that idea," Elias said, his confidence growing. "We can set up a gathering." "Gatherings are essential," Lyra agreed. "May I choose the location?" "The Crystal Grove holds the essence of our culture." "Absolutely," Elias exclaimed. "Great," the Zalari replied, her colors flashing brilliantly. "Please follow me." As they walked, Lyra introduced Elias to her world. "We communicate using color patterns based on emotions. Each hue represents a feeling, blue for calm, red for urgency, and yellow for joy." "Elias, that sounds incredible. You have an entire language of colors." "The most eloquent language," Lyra said, her form shimmering. "But we also value auditory sounds. Music often accompanies our gatherings." "What kind of music do you enjoy?" he asked, genuinely intrigued. "Melodies that resonate with our spirit, harmonizing with nature." "You will experience it soon," she assured him. "Looking forward to it," he replied, glancing back at Tara and Kara. The two were clearly fascinated but also nervous, whispering amongst themselves. Elias sensed the tension. "This is a big step for all of us, but I promise you're going to do great. Just don't let the colors confuse you," Kara teased, her own smile easing the mood. As they arrived at the magical Crystal Grove, Elias marveled at the towering, iridescent crystals that flickered like stars. Lyra guided him to a clearing, rich with flora that glowed in a serene rhythm. "This place holds stories of my people," Lyra explained. "We'll share our histories tonight, through light and melody." Elias stepped closer, overcome with emotion. "It feels like we're part of something special." She nodded, colors dancing across her form. "And you, humanity, carry stories of your own?" "Many," he said earnestly. Every song, every story reveals the essence of our being. We've experienced hardship, joy, love, all those dimensions make us who we are. Then perhaps we can merge these tales, creating a shared experience, she proposed. I like that, he affirmed. It allows us to connect on different levels. Prepare to be dazzled, Lyra. The gathering commenced as dusk settled and humans and Zalari arranged themselves around the sparkling crystals. As musical notes floated through the air, Elias strummed a simple melody on his guitar. Lyra responded with bursts of color, signaling joy and interest, and soon her luminescent rhythm matched his musical beats. It was an extraordinary sight. Unity through creativity. As the music and lights danced in harmony, Elias glanced at Lyra, who radiated pure joy. Her colors became more vibrant, swirling around her as if celebrating the connection that blossomed. Stepping closer to her, he felt an inexplicable urge. Captured by their shared moment, he whispered, "Thank you for welcoming us." In a soft shimmering whisper, her colors brightened, portraying warmth. "It is my pleasure, Captain. For you offer more than machinery, you share a piece of your heart." Elias could hardly contain his emotions. The tension he felt earlier morphed into something breathtaking. As the music crescendoed, he reached out and gently took her translucent hand. The sudden rush of energy between them sparked a cascade of luminous patterns swirling in the air, illuminating the space around them in an ethereal glow. "We're in this together," Elias said, his voice barely above a whisper, and they shared a moment that felt like the crossroads of two worlds coming together. In the heart of that vibrant gathering, surrounded by light and music, Elias knew this was just the beginning. ## Chapter 2 The Language of Light. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in myriad hues, the crystal grove came alive. Soft, pulsating lights emanated from the vibrantly glowing flora, casting a magical glow over the gathering. Elias stood amid the sea of curious Zalari and eager humans, excitement radiating around him. "Tonight, we embrace the connections we forged," announced Lyra, her voice melodic and warm. She stepped to the center, illuminating the area with her bioluminescent colors. "We share our stories and learn from one another." Elias exchanged a glance with Lieutenant Cara Delaney, who was standing close by. "This is incredible," she whispered, her eyes reflecting the kaleidoscope of colors. "I've never seen anything like this." "Me neither," Elias replied, smiling. "It's more than just light, it feels like we're building bridges." As the first sounds of Zalari music filled the air, a harmonious blending of notes enveloped the grove. Lyra gestured to a group of her kin, who began forming intricate shapes with their glowing lights, creating patterns that danced with the rhythm. "Can you see how they tell stories with their lights?" Lyra asked, her colors shifting from violet to bright gold. "Each pattern reflects moments from our past." Elias nodded, captivated. "It's beautiful. I wish we could do something similar with music." "You can," she encouraged, her bioluminescence flickering with excitement. "Show us your music." "All right, team," Elias called out. "Let's show them what Earth can do. Get your instruments." As his crew scrambled to join him, he turned to Lyra. "Do you have any requests? Something that resonates with your people?" Lyra contemplated for a moment, the subtle hues of her skin pulsing gently. "Joy is always welcomed. Can you create that?" Elias grinned, taking a deep breath. "Absolutely. Let's spread some joy." Within moments, the humans were tuned, guitars in hand, while others set up a rhythm with drums. The gentle strumming of guitars blended seamlessly with the vibrant mood of the Zalari music. Elias felt the energy coursing through the crowd, surging with optimism and shared passion. Cara took the lead, her voice resonating through the grove, blending beautifully with the soft hum of their luminescent brethren. "We walk a path unknown, yet together here we stand." As she sang, Lyra's colors reacted vividly, showcasing her delight. The grove filled with a pulsating, joyous light, and Elias could see the Zalari mimic aspects of their music, their tendrils glowing in sync with the rhythm. "Look at them!" Cara exclaimed, her laughter contagious. "They're dancing. More than dancing. They're breathing music." Elias laughed, caught up in the moment. He turned back to Lyra, who seemed to be glowing with a distinctively brighter emerald. As the song came to a close, Elias smiled at Lyra. "What did you think?" "It surpassed my expectations," she replied, the colors in her skin weaving intricate patterns of excitement. "You all bring a warmth that resonates." Elias felt his heart swell. "We're glad to share it." Just then, he caught sight of Tara, who had been observing quietly. "You all right, Tara?" he asked. "I'm amazed," Tara admitted, her gaze transfixed on the shimmering lights. "Do you think they'd share their stories too?" "Why not ask?" Lyra suggested, her colors shifting to a soothing blue. "Sharing is fundamental to understanding." "Good idea," Elias said. "Hey everyone, let's invite our Zalari friends to share their stories too. What do you say?" A collective murmur of encouragement rippled through the humans. Lyra stepped forward, gesturing gently to her kin, relaying the invitation. After a quick exchange of luminous colors, a Zalari representative stepped into the center, twirling gracefully. "I am Zeely, and this is my story," he began, emitting a soft purple glow. With every gesture, Zeely crafted an intricate narrative woven through colors that accented his tale of a great storm that once swept across Kalatra, threatening to extinguish their bioluminescent life. Elias felt the tension and hope captivated between the beings as Zeely's story unfolded. The Zalari seemed to bond in shared memories, highlighting how their community came together to survive. "That was incredible," Terra remarked after Zeely concluded, his colors settling into a warm yellow. "Thank you, Zeely," Elias said, stepping forward. "You shared a piece of your soul with us. It inspires us to appreciate the power of unity." The atmosphere buzzed with excitement. "I want to share next," Kara exclaimed, her face lit up. Lyra encouraged her, replicating her shimmering colors. "Please do, human." "All right," Kara said, stepping into the center. "I want to tell you about Earth's oceans." She painted a vivid picture of waves, marine life, and the exploration of the vast, unknown seas, her words forming stunning visuals in the air. The Zalari admired her passionate storytelling, showing colors of awe and wonder. Elias watched with pride, seeing how her willingness to share strengthened the growing bond between their worlds. Once she finished, another Zalari stepped forth, his light glowing a deep blue, sharing tales of their heritage. This back and forth continued, fostering a growing intimacy that transcended mere diplomacy. As the evening wore on, the connections deepened. Lyra seamlessly moved among her kin and the humans, igniting both laughter and warmth, which created a shimmering thread of unity. "Elias," Kara called to him as the stories flowed. "You should share too. You're the captain." "Yeah, I guess I should," Elias chuckled, shaking off the momentary shyness. He strode into the center, feeling the luminescent eyes upon him. "Let me tell you about the stars," he began. "On Earth, we look up at the night sky and wonder. Each star represents a dream, a journey, a hope. We've always been explorers, seeking new frontiers. Like tonight, we yearn to connect beyond our planet, a tapestry made from diverse threads." As he spoke, his emotions swelled, lighting up his expression. He shared dreams of exploration, reflecting on humanity's enduring curiosity. The colors of the Zalari pulsed harmoniously, creating a shimmering backdrop as they absorbed his fervor. With each story, the night turned into a celebration, a vibrant blend of light, laughter, and shared histories. As the last notes of music faded into the air, Lyra took Elias' hand, her colors beaming affectionately. "Tonight marks a profound beginning, Captain," she whispered, her warmth morphing into shades of pink, mirroring the gentle glow of sunset. "Thank you for everything, Lyra," Elias smiled back. "I'm excited to see where this relationship takes us." "Together, we will build a bridge across the stars," she replied, their fingers intertwined, signaling the start of something magnificent. The gathering continued, full of shared laughter and further connections, with each laugh illuminating the night sky, weaving two worlds together in a vibrant tapestry. The stars above twinkled, seemingly in agreement, celebrating this newfound unity under the vast expanse of the cosmos. ## Chapter 3 Shadows of Doubt. The following days were a whirlwind of collaboration between humans and Zalari. Their worlds intertwined as shared stories and emotions fueled deeper understanding. Yet, beneath this harmonious exchange, tensions simmered within both groups. Elias walked through the bustling communal space of the Crystal Grove, observing both humans and Zalari engaged in conversation. Lyra was nearby, glowing in a myriad of colors as she animatedly demonstrated a traditional Zalari art form. "What do you think?" she asked, stepping toward Elias. "It's beautiful," he replied, admiring the intricate patterns she created with her lights, which danced in sync with her movements. "Your people are truly gifted." "Thank you, Captain," Lyra said, her colors shifting to a luminous gold. "But I sense uncertainty among your crew. Have you spoken with them?" Elias sighed, grabbing a seat on a nearby crystal bench. "Yeah, some of them are worried. They fear the unknown. Every time we interact, they wonder if we're doing it right." "Why do they worry?" Lyra asked, her colors dimming slightly, reflecting her concern. "It's just how humans are sometimes," Elias admitted, running his fingers through his hair. "We've been through a lot: war, conflict, misunderstandings. The stakes feel high. Perhaps we can ease their minds," Lyra suggested, her colors flickering with renewed determination. "How?" "They need to see more than colors and sounds. They need to feel a connection," Elias replied. Lyra pondered. "We can create an event that shows the beauty of diversity, art, and music together. But we'll need your crew's involvement." Elias's eyes brightened. "You're right. An exhibition could showcase our talents and spark conversations. I like that. Let's get them together. As they brainstormed, Elias felt reassured. Maybe this was exactly what they needed, an opportunity for both species to unite, to share their gifts. He glanced around, eager to involve his crew. Hey, everyone, he called out, gathering attention. We're planning an exhibition to showcase our cultures and we need all hands on deck. Who's in? Some humans exchanged glances, hesitant. Lieutenant Kara stepped forward. Sounds interesting, but how do we present to an alien audience? It's about creating connections, Elias replied, his conviction rising. We demonstrate who we are through art, music, and stories, just like we've been doing. We'll work closely with Lyra and her people. Kara raised an eyebrow. But what if they don't appreciate our style? Or worse, what if they reject it? Lyra interjected, her radiant colors shifting to a soothing blue. We intend to celebrate your forms as well. Our appreciation is genuine. We seek to learn and share, not to judge. Right, Elias nodded. And the more we share, the stronger our bond becomes. We can turn doubts into understanding through art. Elias could feel the atmosphere shift. The humans were starting to warm to the idea. Count me in, Tara said, her enthusiasm evident. I'd love to display some of the photographs I took on our journey here. Great, Elias exclaimed. What about music? Kara chimed in. I can gather a small group to perform. We've got some great ballads to share. Let's do it, Elias encouraged. We'll turn this into a celebration, a cultural exchange. As plans began to take shape, Lyra beamed with excitement. And we can create an art installation that reflects our worlds, uniting colors from both sides. With a collective spirit, the humans and Zalari joined forces to prepare for the exhibition, turning the grove into a vibrant, shared canvas filled with artwork, sound, and stories. Days passed as everyone immersed themselves in the preparations. Teamwork flourished, but shadows of doubt still lingered among the humans. Elias could see some crew members whispering, their unease apparent in their body language. One afternoon, Elias approached Lieutenant Jake Morgan, who was standing off to the side, hands shoved in his pockets. You good, Jake? Jake shrugged. I don't know, Captain. Not everyone is trusting of the Zalari. Why's that? Elias asked, crossing his arms. They just seem too different. What if their intentions aren't as innocent as they appear? Jake questioned, avoiding eye contact. What if we're setting ourselves up for failure? Elias regarded him thoughtfully. I get it. You're concerned, but look at how far we've come. This collaboration is different, a genuine attempt to understand one another. I hope you're right, Jake muttered, rubbing the back of his neck. Sometimes I feel like we're walking into a trap. Trust me, Jake. Elias assured him. We're here to share and learn. It's unnatural to feel comfortable right away in an alien world, but we need to keep trying. Bigger horizons await us. All right, Jake said, albeit reluctantly. But I'll keep my guard up. With another shift in emotions, Elias moved deeper into the grove, seeking solace at the edge of a crystal wall. He closed his eyes, absorbing the light and warmth radiating from his surroundings. Moments later, Lyra glided over. You seem troubled, Elias. Her flickering colors revealed concern mixed with curiosity. I'm just trying to balance my crew's doubts with our goals, he replied, open. Each of her words wash over him. You're right. We can turn that fear into curiosity through our exhibition. Let's show them how beautiful differences can be. Lyra sparkled with approval. Indeed. We must prepare the final touches to ensure that our art resonates with meaning, allowing all to connect. Together, they dedicated themselves to refining both groups' pieces, pouring their hearts into every stroke and note. The day of the exhibition arrived and the crystal grove pulsed with anticipation. Colors filled the air as artwork adorned every corner, a melding of human and Zalari creativity. As the guests gathered, both human and Zalari, Elias took a deep breath, feeling the weight of his crew's uncertainty pressing against him. Remember, he whispered to Kara, who stood beside him. This is about connection. Yeah, I know, she replied, her gaze fixed on the vibrant displays. But I still can't shake this feeling. Just trust in our efforts, he said. Let the art speak for itself. The exhibition commenced, and as the first humans stepped forward to present, Lyra began to exude colors of pulsating eagerness, fully immersed in embracing the moment. The tension eased as stories unfolded. Each piece showcased the beauty of differences, revealing strengths within vulnerabilities. Laughter began to echo, fading the lingering doubts that had once clouded the air. Elias watched as Jake hesitantly approached one of the Zalari art pieces, tentatively admiring its brilliance. Maybe, just maybe, these shadows of doubt could transform into open-mindedness. Lyra caught Elias's attention, her colors dancing brilliantly throughout the exhibition space. He knew that this was the turning point, an essential step toward mutual understanding, acceptance, and friendship. And in that moment, he believed that each colorful flicker of light held the promise of a future born from the courage to connect. ## Chapter 4, The Test of Bonds. In the aftermath of the lively exhibition, the air buzzed with a newfound energy as both humans and Zalari engaged in conversations vibrant with excitement. Elias watched as crew members who had once held doubt close to their chests became animated, drawing closer to the Zalari representatives. "Looks like they're finally warming up," he said to Lyra, who stood beside him, her colors swirling in delight. "Yes," Lyra replied, her glow reflecting happiness. "This evening allowed us to share not only our art but our hearts. It is a beginning." Elias nodded. "But there's still work to be done. Many are still apprehensive. Perhaps we should organize a series of shared activities," she suggested. "Like what?" He scratched his chin, mulling it over. "Games? Challenges?" "Exactly. Activities that require teamwork," Lyra said, her bioluminescent colors flickering with enthusiasm. "We can showcase the importance of collaboration. It will deepen our bond." "Sounds great. We can have different teams of humans and Zalari together. Let's get this organized." He felt a surge of optimism strolling through him. As they began laying out plans, the humans and Zalari gathered around nearby. "What do you all think?" Elias addressed the crowd. "We want to try something new, games and challenges that will require both our skills." A hushed curiosity swept through the audience. Lieutenant Jake stepped forward, arms crossed. "What kind of challenges are we talking about?" "Team-based activities. We'll pair humans with Zalari for each challenge," Elias replied with enthusiasm. "This will strengthen our trust in one another." "That could be fun," Kara said, raising an eyebrow. "But what if things get competitive?" "You know how humans can be." "Competition can be healthy in the right spirit," Lyra remarked, her colors shifting into a vibrant shade of green. "We can emphasize cooperation over rivalry." "Fair enough, but I'll believe it when I see it," Jake said, his skepticism still evident. "Let's trust the process," Elias urged. "So, who's in?" "I am," Tara chimed in. "I'm up for a good challenge. Count me in." Slowly but surely, hands raised amongst the crowd and excitement spread. Elias felt relieved. "Great. Let's break into teams," he announced, and soon, pairs formed with anticipation twinkling in the air. "Let's start with a simple physical challenge," Elias suggested. "We can do a relay race through the grove. It'll involve a bit of agility and trust." "I can set that up," Lyra said. "And we can incorporate aspects of your Earth sports to this relay." "Perfect. Let's make it happen," Elias encouraged, relishing the idea of merging their strengths for this activity. As the energy of the crowd escalated, they followed Lyra toward the designated space, a stretch of the grove lined with bioluminescent plants providing a natural obstacle course. "Ready for this?" Elias asked, turning to his team of humans. "More than ready." Kara grinned, her competitive spirit evident. "Just remember, work as a unit. It's not just about speed," he emphasized. Yeah, Jake grumbled. "As long as I don't end up being the slowest." As the relay race commenced, teams donned their colors, humans in red shirts and Zalari glowing in shades of blue. Tasked with navigating the course's obstacles, pairs had to rely on each other's strengths. The human crew and Zalari moved like fluid shadows, weaving between barriers and symbols of artistic projections along the path. Tara, partnered with her Zalari companion Zuver, demonstrated agility in maneuvering around a series of reconnecting crystal pillars while Elias raced alongside Lyra. "Let's go, Elias," Lyra shouted, her vibrant hues flashing excitement. "You're doing great." Elias pushed himself forward, focusing on their coordination. "We need to perfect the next turn, follow my lead." As the race progressed, he noticed Jake and his partner, Rena, lagging behind. Rena glowed with bright bursts of encouragement, but Jake appeared hesitant, relying too much on his own instinct. "Jake, trust Rena," Elias shouted, hoping to spur them on. "Yeah, listen to him, Jake." Rena chimed in, her colors shifting toward a warm orange. "We move together." With newfound resolve, Jake nodded and began syncing with Rena's movements, their rhythm improving. Elias felt a flicker of pride. A few moments later, they surged ahead. As the final leg of the relay approached, teams cheered one another on, their colors blending in applause, filling the grove with an electric energy. "No backing down now," Lyra encouraged as they approached the finish line. Elias pushed himself, legs pumping, and reached the designated marker with Lyra right next to him. They crossed the imaginary line together, their colors flooding into a stunning display of light. Cheers rang out, the atmosphere festive as laughter erupted among participants. "Great job, everyone," Elias called out, breathless but elated. "You all did wonderfully." "You're not so bad, human," Rena teased Jake, who was catching his breath but smiling nonetheless. I'm still alive, aren't I? He replied, a smirk tugging at his lips. Next, let's switch teams for a strategy game, Lyra suggested, her bioluminescence twinkling. One that requires critical thinking. All right, who's in? Elias asked, raising his hands in excitement. I need a moment, Jake said, leaning against a crystal pillar and wiping the sweat from his brow. But I'm game. With a strong sense of enthusiasm circling the grove, teams reconfigured themselves, ready to engage in a strategy-oriented puzzle that required collaboration and intuition. As they gathered for the new challenge, Lyra set the stage. For this game, we will combine our strengths to decode a series of patterns. Each race against the clock will require both creativity and logic. Elias had faith in the potential of their teams. Remember, communicate clearly and combine your perspectives. It'll make all the difference. Human logic is unpredictable, Zuver said, their colors pulsating with playful urgency. But we will learn together. The puzzle began, and the teams immersed themselves in the challenge, working through sequences of patterns projected in shimmering colors across the barriers of the grove. Elias observed as Jake and Rena leaned in closely, sharing ideas and mental maps. We need to see the whole picture, Jake said, desperate yet eager. Together. That's how we accomplish this, Rena replied, adjusting her colors to match Jake's suggestions, creating a visual harmony. As Elias moved around the teams, he felt an air of camaraderie building among them, blending both Solari and human perspectives into a new understanding. After a spirited effort, time ran out. Lyra took the stage again, her bioluminescence glowing vibrantly. Now let's see how we did. We've solved a puzzle created from both cultures. The results illuminated the grove before them, a tapestry of colors blending beautifully, showcasing their progress together. Not bad, Elias said, beaming at the visible unity displayed before him. We figured out how to combine our strengths. Collaboration is indeed effective, Lyra added, joy evident in her twinkling colors. And with your perspectives unified, we created a shared masterpiece. As the sun set, the last rays illuminated the vibrant ambience alive with laughter and newfound friendships. I'll say it again. This was fantastic, Jake admitted, shaking hands with Rena. I was skeptical, but you guys have proven me wrong. Oh, come on, admit it. You had some fun. Rena chuckled. Elias looked around, a satisfied smile forming on his face as the atmosphere grew lighter. Tonight is only the beginning, he said, raising his voice to all gathered as the cosmos above started appearing. Today marks a step forward in our journey together. Let's continue to explore these bonds we've formed. As they filled the grove with warmth and laughter, Elias felt a sense of fulfillment, knowing it wasn't merely a venture into alien worlds but a celebration of connections forged against their uncertainties. United through shared experiences, a deeper promise blossomed as they gazed into the stars above, each flickering light a reminder of the paths opened between their lives. ## Chapter 5, A New Dawn. With each passing day, the bond between humans and Solari grew stronger. The activities they introduced were not just fun, they ignited a shared sense of purpose that transcended the initial boundaries of their differences. As Elias walked through the Crystal Grove one morning, he was filled with anticipation. Today was the day they would present a collaborative project, a culmination of their efforts. Elias. Kara called, jogging up to him, her face flushed with excitement. Are you ready for today? Absolutely. It should be a great showcase, Elias replied, adjusting the collar of his uniform. I heard Lyra has something special planned for the finale. Let's hope it's as spectacular as last week's games, she grinned, brushing a stray hair behind her ear. By the way, I'm thrilled we're doing this together. It's not something I expected when I joined the crew. Me too, Elias said, his heart swelling with pride. Today's not just about showcasing what we can do individually, it's about what we accomplish as a team. As they walked, they found Lyra waiting at the center of the grove, her bioluminescent colors shimmering with excitement. Good morning, Elias. Good morning, Kara. Lyra greeted, her hues oscillating between pink and gold. What's the plan for the presentation? Elias asked, eager to hear her thoughts. Today's performance will unveil a narrative woven from our stories, Lyra explained. We'll blend music, colors, and movements to create an experience that embodies our connection. That sounds amazing, Kara said, clapping her hands together. How do we fit in? You will all play a crucial role, Lyra replied. Each human and Solari pair will contribute elements from your cultures. We intend to reflect both sides beautifully. I'm in, Kara said without hesitation. Elias felt energized. Let's do it then. Where do we start? Let's gather everyone, Lyra suggested. We'll outline our individual roles and work toward a shared vision. As they walked to the clearing, the atmosphere buzzed with exhilaration. Soon, groups of Zalari and humans gathered and Lyra began to explain the framework. Today, we craft a performance that tells our story. Each part must intertwine, music, art, and movement should reflect our journey, Lyra said, her colors shimmering with inspiration. We'll include elements of your Earth traditions, creating a tapestry of light and sound. Kara raised her hand, her enthusiasm bubbling over. What if we establish themes for each section? We could tie it all together with transitions. That's a brilliant idea. Lyra beamed. Themes can guide us, emphasizing our emotional states, the joys, the fears, the hopes. Elias felt a rush of ideas flooding his mind. We can incorporate a segment where we share the challenges we face, enhancing the emotional layers of our stories. Lyra nodded, her light flickering in agreement. Exactly. This will allow us to relate on deeper levels. Let's pair off and brainstorm our individual contributions. As couples formed, Elias partnered with Lyra and they stepped aside to discuss their vision. Where do you think we should begin? He asked, his excitement palpable. I believe we should start with the initial tension of our meeting, Lyra suggested. The fears and uncertainties we both held. And then transition into the blossoming friendship, Elias added. We'll showcase our art as a celebration of our unity. Perfect. I'll create a light pattern that transitions from cool colors to warm tones, symbolizing our journey, Lyra proposed, her light pulsating in response. Elias grinned. And I can introduce a melody that captures that transformation, pairing it with lyrics that reflect our shifting perceptions. With their plan in place, they returned to the team, eager to begin the creative process. All right, everyone, Elias said, gathering attention. Lyra and I have organized a vision for our segment, focusing on our journey from uncertainty to friendship. We'd love your input. As discussions flowed, each pair shared their ideas, showcasing art forms from both of their cultures. Humans wrote songs, painted backdrops, and choreographed moves, while the Zalari crafted dazzling light displays and traditional movements. During practice sessions, Elias noticed some hesitance among his crew. Jake, still skeptical, approached him. You really think this will resonate with the Zalari? It feels like we're stepping into the unknown again. Look, I understand your concerns, but we've come this far, Elias said, maintaining eye contact. We have to trust one another. This collaboration means more than just sharing talent, it's about connection. Jake crossed his arms and glanced away. I'm just saying, it's easy for things to go wrong. Things could go wrong with anything, Elias replied, sensing Jake's walls. If we shut ourselves off, we lose the opportunity to learn. We need to step out of our comfort zones. Fine, Jake relented, but his eyes still betrayed uncertainty. I'll try, but no promises. As practice progressed, everyone began to fall into harmony, gradually overcoming their doubts. Days flew by, blending into a symphony of creativity, laughter, and camaraderie. The day of the presentation erupted in vibrant colors as the sun broke over Calitra. The gathering area of the Crystal Grove buzzed with anticipation. Lyra, dressed in an array of shimmering colors, floated above the gathered crowd, energizing everyone. Are you ready? Lyra called out, her voice echoing in the morning light. Absolutely, the crowd responded in unison. As the performance began, Elias felt a blend of excitement and nerves. The music started softly, Lyra's colors blending with the notes, transitioning from cool blues to warm oranges. Each section told their tale, stories of uncertainty, the fear of the unknown, and flowering friendships. When it was their turn, Elias and Lyra stepped into the spotlight. This is our journey, our transformation, Elias declared warmly. Lyra's colors pulsed around him, illuminating their movements. As their segment unfolded, Elias sang about the hesitance that marked their first meetings, his voice intertwining with Lyra's light patterns. The audience absorbed the raw emotion flowing from them, building a palpable connection. Jake watched from the side, his stance relaxing. Seeing Lyra's glowing words dance with Elias's voice, he began to feel the power of unity. The once vague worries faded, replaced with admiration for the expression unfolding before him. After the segment finished, applause erupted around the grove, evidence of the emotion shared. Suddenly, a Zalari stepped forward, glowing brightly. We honor your willingness to bend towards friendship. Through your stories and art, we find resonance. As the performance continued, humans and Zalari alike fell into sync, presenting a captivating show of light, sound, and movement. By the end, colors filled the grove, creating a majestic display that left everyone breathless. When the last note echoed, the crowd erupted into cheers. Elias felt the warmth of connection enveloping him, each soul moving closer in camaraderie. Look at them, Kara said, glancing at Jake. They're all embracing this. I see that now, Jake admitted, his uncertainty washed away by the joy of the moment. I was wrong. No, you just needed to see it differently, Elias replied, clapping Jake on the back. Let's celebrate this together. As night fell, the stars twinkled above, and laughter filled the air. Humans and Zalari shared stories, exchanging thoughts on their journey together. The shadows of doubt that once loomed faded away, replaced by a kaleidoscope of friendships formed through trust, understanding, and compassion. In that moment, Elias felt deep gratitude. They had cultivated more than just a partnership. They had crafted a community, ready to explore the cosmos together. Underneath the vast expanse of stars, Elias knew that both worlds had taken a significant step towards a brighter future. The dawn would come, and it promised the adventure of a lifetime.